Welcome back to this Hannity special, the 2020 election. Today, President Trump spoke at the NRA annual meeting where he reaffirmed his commitment to the Second Amendment. Take a look.
We believe in the right to self-defense and the right to protect your family, your community, and your loved ones. We believe in the wisdom of our founders, and we believe in freedom and liberty and the right to keep and bear arms.
President Trump's support of our freedoms is in sharp contrast to the radical policies of the Democrats fighting for the 2020 presidential nomination. Here are just some of their extreme positions.
Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action.
People who commit crimes, they pay the price. When they get out of jail, I believe they certainly should have the right to vote. But I do believe that even if they are in jail, they're paying their price to society, but that should not take away their inherent American right to participate in our democracy.
We are going to roll back student loan debt for about 95% of students who have debt.
Wow. Joining us now with reaction is Salem Radio national host Larry Elder. I know we should just all be laughing here. And Fox News contributor Charlie Hurt. But guys, look, this is the 21st century. The Democratic Party is a major party. I'm a Democrat. It's the party of Kennedy and Shriver. And yet it's not been a very long period of time. And this is shocking recommendations. Charlie, just the Sanders position on voting, it's not about paying a debt. We take your freedom away. That is the ultimate thing that you're supposed to have as a citizen. So why aren't we just letting them go? What is this about voting? What is your take overall of this direction here?
Or what about another right? Should we give prisoners their gun rights? Because that's a constitutional right that we all enjoy. Are we going to just give that to them as well? No, it's insane. And Tammy, you make the most important point, and that is, it is very important that this country have a good, solid, loyal opposition party. We don't have that right now.
That's right.
We have a bunch of lunatics. And I think President Trump, under any circumstances, is in good shape with the economy and the issues he's running on to win re-election. But when you have this opposition party come up with things like post-birth abortion and taking away guns and giving terrorists voting rights from prison, that party loses all legitimacy, and that's bad for America.
It does, and it also shows the lack of any leadership within that party. Larry, you're in California. I'm a native Californian. You can see what the left does and the Democrat Party does when there is no opposition for them there. Opposition does make a party better, and it keeps people focused and having to make good arguments for their positions. But we're not seeing that in California. Do you think this is serious, what the Democrats are doing? Do you think that they believe they can win, and do you think they'll prevail? Look what happened in 2018.
Oh, I believe that they think they can win. I believe that they think they can prevail. They believe that Donald Trump stole the election, that the Russians basically put him in the White House, and they're going to be ready this time. Regarding the attack on the Second Amendment, I'm amazed that Donald Trump is standing up for something that's just so obvious. To our friends on the left, let's remind them that the Second Amendment is designed to prevent a tyrannical government, a tyrant. Now, you guys have called Donald Trump a fascist, a racist, and a tyrant. Why in the world would you want to restrict the Second Amendment to protect you from Donald Trump? The other thing is, they never ask how many Americans are alive because of handguns. We know how many Americans get killed and are killed because of accidents, but how many Americans are alive because they really get a firearm and protect themselves? A criminologist in Florida says 1.25 million Americans every single year use a firearm to prevent harm. 40% believe but for the firearm, they would have been dead. So it just seems to me you ought to add up how many people are alive versus how many people die before you talk about how bad the Second Amendment is.
If you were serious about the issue and the details mattered, you would. But the Democrats don't care about those things. It's about the emotional reaction. They need to give the impression that they're working on an important issue. But it's all about fear in that framework. Charlie, it's an interesting time also for Democrats who aren't in a position of liking what it is that's happening. They're a quiet group. Twitter Democrats are not running the party. What do you think is going to happen in 2020? Is there going to be a rebellion? Will people just stay home?
I think that, and I think that the people who are being most disserved anywhere in the country today are those reasonable Democrats in the country who oppose Donald Trump because they don't like him based on reasonable reasons and issues.
Yeah.
They're being completely misrepresented by, as you call them, the Twitter Democrats, or these crazy Democrats in Washington who are making up these fantasies about Russia and stuff like this.
We've got a hard break here. Charles, sorry about that, but thank you for joining us. Great stuff, guys. More of this.